Hey, welcome back to Right on the Edge. My name is Derek, and I'm gonna watch this video my friend Aaron sent me called "D.A.R.E: The Real Reason Cops Taught You About Drugs and How Did It Get So Big If It Didn't Work." Well, that's a good question. So let's watch the video.
Their anti-drug program.
My only problem really about this video is it's this guy, right? I never know if he's gonna say something goofy or if he's gonna be like right on.
Remember those?
Remember D.A.R.E from school? Y'all remember D.A.R.E?
Cop will come to your school, open up a briefcase of drugs.
They try to scare kids away from drugs by sending cops into
Cops never brought in drugs at my school. However, they did come in and try to scare you straight.
schools. You guys remember that? You remember how bad this program was?
This is the 2001 Board of Directors
Never mind, it's this guy. He's cool.
for the D.A.R.E program. Before I show you who's on it, I want you to ask yourself, who would you want running D.A.R.E? Maybe
Probably actual like cops that are on the program, like doing that.
social scientists or educators.
No, no educators. They're kind of retarded. Maybe social scientists, maybe, but more like people who have seen the damage they do, or even people that have been through it and onto the other side and can tell you about the damage it does.
These people are going to wield the power of the police and shape how millions of children view drugs, crimes, and their own body. All right.
Their own body.
Ready? If you said 4 billionaires, 18 multimillionaires, their lawyers, 3 cops, one of whom is a convicted felon.
I would believe the cops. It looks like there's one guy working 60 hours a week.
2 who are involved in corruption scandals, their friends, the NFL player who's at the center of RFK's assassination conspiracy theories, a
That's crazy.
boxer who reportedly uses steroids, 2 people on the Epstein list, and this guy who, after the FBI did
I'm just gonna say, man, like 2 people, everybody's on the Epstein list that's around New York.
an undercover sting, caught him trying to launder money to cover up a cocaine trafficking operation. If you said that, then you'd be right.
The D.A.R.E program
Well, how'd you know? No, that's totally what I said. Not even a little bit. That's crazy.
it's nonsense. I mean, we can be honest about it.
By 1995, D.A.R.E, or Drug Abuse Resistance Education, was in 75% of all American school districts.
Yeah, we
They
had it,
sent
man.
thousands of police officers into tens of thousands of elementary schools
Yep.
to teach 10-year-olds to say no to drugs.
That was the goal. Say no to drugs and strangers.
It was backed by presidents,
People like these D.A.R.E officers are making a real impression.
celebrities.
Little kids doing drugs.
It even got its own national holiday. 114
I did not know about the holiday. That's cool and stupid.
million Americans went through D.A.R.E.
Yeah, that checks out.
That's 34% of the entire population.
What we were talking
Yep.
about are the consequences for using marijuana and not using marijuana.
I just want to shake some sense into you kids that are using drugs and thinking about using. So remember, don't.
I love it. I actually, dude, that's crazy. That commercial happened. He just stares straight into the camera like, "Don't do it, don't do it. I'll beat you up, fuck you, kid."
And then we found out that it didn't work.
Well, of course it doesn't work. It's basic psychology that it wouldn't work. If everybody's telling you not to do something, our monkey brain's first reaction is, why not? Followed by, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Cheers.
Cheers. Clink.
A while back,
Dang.
Mia and I were talking about the D.A.R.E program,
Because
Were you?
genuinely, what the fuck?
specifically how bad its failure was. Some studies, like this one, found that D.A.R.E students were more likely than non-D.A.R.E students to experiment with drugs.
Hey, like I said, man, basic psychology. Don't do it. First thing monkey brain do. Do it. Do it.
Whoops.
How did that happen?
And then Mia had a
How
question.
did it happen?
Everyone knows about D.A.R.E. Everyone knows that it failed. But what I'm missing is like, did they not test that it worked? Like the people that made it?
For years,
I was gonna say no. Of course not. This was before these tests like existed for social programs, or maybe not before they existed, but before the white public started using them.
D.A.R.E has been laughed
But maybe they did test it and found it didn't work and did it anyway because money.
at.
Just say
Now to crack!
Trendy, goofy
Yeah.
teens wear their t-shirt around to mock its demise. We all came up with our own theories as to why D.A.R.E didn't work. We kind of dismissed it as yet another failed government program. And we never properly investigated the private corporation, a non-profit that often doesn't act like one. That's
Yeah, it's crazy how nonprofits are massively profitable, isn't it?
somehow was able to get a dysfunctional drug program and police officers into your school and mine. This video
Everyone's.
was supposed to be a nostalgic explainer of America's biggest accident, but over the past 4 months, we've been combing through thousands of documents, interviewing cops, historians, journalists, and discovered that behind this program is a buried story, using high-powered lawyers, attacking journalists and researchers when they tried to bring the truth to light. The people at D.A.R.E ruined careers to protect themselves.
Well, of course they did. They can't go down for it. Someone has to.
I want to show you all of this because when you look at the people who were behind the program, you start to see what D.A.R.E was really all about.
What was they really all about?
And then 12-year-old kids were like, okay, crack sounds fun.
And then all the kids
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, kids being like, "Yep, sounds great. Sounds like a good time."
will be like, now I want drugs.
My
Yeah.
best time meeting in the Mojave Desert, illegal guns being sent to the Contras by the CIA.
Wow. Wow.
They did studies that showed that it's actually ineffective, in some cases actually harmful.
Yeah, but that thing was huge. I'm glad I was around right when it died, but it was massive.
The story that's told is that D.A.R.E had good intentions, that they built a program that they thought would work, and it just didn't. However, I quickly learned there's a lot more to that story.
But did they
After
though?
talking with Mia, I went out and picked up this book. It was written by a professor of history at Ball State University, and it's phenomenal. But there's one part that left me with way more questions than
Okay,
answers.
go
So I reached out.
Get into it.
In 1983, a group of researchers affiliated with USC just wrapped up a meeting with the Los Angeles School Board.
It's not like they didn't have drug prevention efforts going on. The LA Unified School District actually had been piloting a program called Project SMART.
The researchers in charge
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you know, interurban kids, drugs. Yeah, that's a story that is twist together.
of Project SMART were leaving a school board meeting when a man approaches them.
Actually approached the Project SMART researchers.
His name was Daryl Gates.
And Gates is kind of like, well, what if we can take the Project SMART and just have the police do, teach it?
Having serious objections to police involvement, they said no. But according to one of Gates's right-hand men,
If you told Gates that he was wrong, he would crush you.
That's crazy. Also, I mean, police teaching it maybe is a good thing if you have a good teacher. But overall, like, it's not their job, right? They don't know how to handle that.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Because 114 million kids went through this program. So what do you mean he'll crush you?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
This idea
That's
of
a good question.
if only they
That's
had
a great
known
question.
does not apply.
Yeah, it's beginning to seem like they knew stuff.
They fucking knew? Did they knew? Did they know?
Maybe they're trying to line up future clients.
So
So the smart researchers agreed
So-
to share their findings. They had been testing 2 different approaches. One of them they found didn't work.
And they said, we found that this affective component wasn't working. We've dropped it. We don't use that anymore because we found that it was not having the right effects.
These researchers had found that it made kids more likely to do drugs
Before it launched.
before it launched.
Before it launched. Oh. Man, you fucking psyop bitch. Stupid ass D.A.R.E people. You fucking knew.
And that's what they told him.
The other side of it, what they called peer resistance training, was more effective. What ends up happening, there's no real documentation of why this occurred, is that they kept the affective education component in.
So the part that they knew didn't work.
D.A.R.E kept that piece in.
Intentionally. Intentionally knowing it didn't work, they kept it in. With the research. Wow, you fucking scumbags.
What do you take from that? Is this just a PR stunt? Or do you think there might be other stuff going on behind the scenes?
Yeah, I think other stuff,
Well,
probably.
Gates, there's always other stuff going on.
He's just like, with Gates, it's always layers.
This is drugs.
Yeah.
This is your brain on drugs.
That's an egg, alright.
Any questions?
Max's book is a phenomenal breakdown of D.A.R.E's expansion, its impacts on culture, policing, the nuances of the hundreds of studies that went into D.A.R.E.
I would love
I want to show
to
you
read that book.
a completely
I think.
different
Yeah,
angle.
so let's go. Mr. T, brother.
Okay, so I talked to this guy. He's a former cop. And he was there. Like, he worked directly under the founder of D.A.R.E. when and where it was created.
Okay.
And I think the problem is that we all just kind of assumed that D.A.R.E.'s failure was a big mistake.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I
Let me just show you what he said.
Why are we doing this program? Because that's internally, that's what most people thought. So why are we doing this?
Wait, tell me more about that.
They just thought it was a ridiculous idea. Most people within the departments, everybody said it's not going to work.
What the fuck? Are you guys
What?
getting this?
Okay. Marijuana. Oh, was it good?
When one of the smart researchers learned that D.A.R.E. was using the effective approach, he reached out to try to help fix it. But D.A.R.E. was never interested, speculating that D.A.R.E. had other motives. D.A.R.E. didn't need fixing. What it needed was money and friends in high places. Though not technically true, the point still
What the fuck? What the fuck? Are you kidding me? That's crazy. That's so fucking crazy.
stands. Another smart researcher put it bluntly. D.A.R.E. had never talked to a scientist until it got into some trouble in 1993.
So how long is that? Almost a decade. Almost a fucking decade. That's wild.
When D.A.R.E. was already in 52% of school districts.
52%. They've been fucking up for this whole fucking time. Wow. Fucking idiot. Fucking, well, not just idiot, negligent assholes.
Making the question, if their goal wasn't efficacy, what was it?
Thank
It
you.
is truly my great pleasure to welcome D.A.R.E. to NASDAQ.
It's June 4th, 1968. A 15-year-old boy walks into the Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles. He's there on an assignment for his high school newspaper.
1968. So this goes back like, what, 20 years previous?
U.S. Senator Robert F. Kennedy is in town, and he's giving
No
a
way.
speech at the hotel. The boy's assignment is to take photos of it.
Thanks to all of you, and now it's on to Chicago, and let's win there.
Following the speech, the 15-year-old is following the senator around, snapping photos, when
Senator Kennedy had been shot. He's been shot? That's right.
Holy shit. He caught this in live time. Holy fucking shit.
a former NFL player named Rosie Greer subdued Sirhan Sirhan, who we now know as the assassin of Robert Kennedy.
Yeah, something that's not taught that often, but yeah.
Realizing that Kennedy had just been shot, the high school photographer starts taking photos of everything he can. Then,
yeah,
the LAPD appears. The boy is detained. All his photos, 3 entire rolls of film, are taken from him. 2 months later, the LAPD secretly burns 2,410 photos taken during the investigation. In time, they also destroy.
Bro, it's always like this, man. It's always like this. It's like, oh, why do you believe in conspiracy theories? Well, you fucking, if it looks like a goddamn duck, you know?
Ceiling panels with bullet holes in them, x-rays of those ceiling panels, and spectrographic analyses of the bullets.
Inexplicably burned.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you why, right?
It's all quite
but you
suspicious.
don't need me to tell
During
you.
this time, a young officer at the LAPD
You don't need me
is
to tell
climbing
you
the
at all.
ranks. His name is D.A.R.E. Gates, and he was just in charge of the intelligence division, but got a promotion to be assistant chief.
He was a narcissist, and his ego was beyond belief.
Gates is about to build an infamous reputation.
A man who Pulitzer Prize winning journalists have called egomaniacal and paranoid. He is responsible for the creation of the SWAT team.
Oh.
And commits a move that
Wow.
will change policing forever. A brutal, unprovoked raid on the Black Panthers. Meanwhile, the intelligence division that Gates oversaw.
I'm not going to say the Black Panthers didn't deserve it, having seen more of the history, but who knows? Who knows, man? It's a weird gray. I wasn't there, right? Weird gray area. Fuck it.
Breaks off into 2 different categories: the Organized Crime Intelligence Division, or OCID, and the Public Disorder Intelligence Division, or PDID. Almost immediately, the PDID neglects its mission to serve public disorder and focuses on the real enemy.
What's the real ending?
Building dossiers on journalists,
domestic
labor
spying.
unions, civil rights groups, public servants, anti-war activists, and the mayor, of course.
This paranoia.
I can't believe this all leads back. I really just can't believe that this all leads back. There we go. Leads back to D.A.R.E. You know what I mean? There we go. Can't believe this all leads back to D.A.R.E.
That the LAPD had under D.A.R.E. Gates extended way beyond the city of LA. He had officers undercover all around the world.
I know this guy sounds like a conspiracy theorist, but he's actually a Pulitzer Prize winning investigator.
He had officers all around the world. What? What are we doing here?
Investigative journalist. Check yourself.
Part of what you were
check
revealing,
yourself.
he had like hundreds of people, right?
He had, we don't know how many he had.
We're not talking FBI. This
Talking
is
about LAPD.
LAPD, a local municipal police force, hundreds of agents undercover.
Hundreds of
and some of
agents.
them internationally.
Hundreds of agents in the unit that supervised the undercover officers.
Soon,
Holy shit. Hundreds of officers that were just supervisors for undercover agents.
the PDID starts to get in trouble. They got caught running covert intelligence missions by sending undercover officers into schools, not to investigate a crime, but instead to build political dossiers, signifying that the LAPD and D.A.R.E. Gates are becoming increasingly obsessed with power. And it's working. Legions of police officers are starting to look towards D.A.R.E. Gates for their next move.
Watergate. The White House called it a third-rate burglary, but it escalated into the worst political scandal in American history.
I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow.
In the wake,
I will give him credit. He resigned. I don't think there's going to be a president that'll do that again, but good on him.
Of the Watergate scandal, America started to wake up. The government wasn't just watching its enemies anymore. It was watching everyone. The FBI ran COINTELPRO, and the CIA was doing the same through Operation MH Chaos. Local, state, and federal agencies all got in on it. So cities, states, Congress started pushing back, passing laws like this one. These laws,
they're still doing it. It's just more hidden. Like, let's be honest here. They're still doing it. It's just more hidden.
say if you're spying on someone, if there's no crime committed, you have to delete the file. Around this same time, they expand the Freedom of Information Act. And this guy, a congressman from New York, wants answers. He wants to know what really happened to Robert F. Kennedy. So he looks at LA.
I'd also want to know. And
starts asking questions. A memo makes its way up the chain of command to D.A.R.E Gates, responding point by point to the representative's questions. A key photograph taken during the investigation of the assassination was kept secret by Los Angeles police.
A key photograph, so like a linchpin. Why am I not surprised? I mean, I'm shocked, but why am I not surprised?
Police, who feared it might contradict official statements.
Oh my God.
The existence of this photograph is believed to be unknown by anyone outside of this department, and that the LAPD deliberately kept this a secret.
Deliberately kept it a secret for what? To use it for for political gains later? God, fucking damn it, dude. Does anybody else just get pissed off about this, or is it just me? Just me? Probably just me. That's why I don't watch this stuff too often. Thanks, Aaron, for finding something that will actually make me angry a little bit. I'm gonna pause real fast, take a breath, come back, and continue this. I need like a little breather here. All right, I'm back. I took a breather. I rewinded just a few seconds. Let's keep on going on this story of corruption.
That the LAPD deliberately kept this a secret.
Of course.
Soon after, the California Supreme Court comes down on the LAPD, saying you can't send undercover cops into schools if there's no crime.
Yeah, no shit. Of course you can't fucking send... Of course. If there's no crime, you can't do it. Fucking idiots.
You can't do this. Then, the LA Board of Police Commissioners orders D.A.R.E Gates' precious PDID to destroy 1.9 million dossiers.
1.9 million dossiers on 55,000 people.
The world that Gates built of power, secrecy, and surveillance is officially under threat.
Get fucked, buddy.
Gates' chief gets summoned to D.C. The Senate Intelligence Committee wants names. Everyone that's spying for the LAPD. The chief waged a war. His response was a clear declaration that the LAPD was going rogue. It will be a cold day in hell when I provide you with the information you've requested. Back in LA, one of
Holy shit. Bro went hard. What a piece of shit.
The PDID spies gets a quiet order. We're not going to destroy the records. We want you to hide them. 3 years later, D.A.R.E Gates is promoted to chief, inheriting total control of a rogue, loyal, militarized force with an elite spy network.
Wow. He became the chief of police.
D.A.R.E Gates is then blessed with a gift directly from the CIA gods themselves. These new laws didn't say that spying was illegal. They just said that if no crime was committed, you shall maintain no record. Representative Larry McDonald, chair of the right-wing advocacy group known for its conspiracy theories, teams up with his buddies to create the Western Goals Foundation, a domestic intelligence agency.
Those guys came up with the idea of setting up this company to do what the FBI couldn't do.
There is one thing that these new laws cannot regulate. Of course
not.
Private businesses.
Oh my God.
The LAPD funnels its hidden records to the ultra-conservative mini deep state.
He got the files from PDID.
And ramps up.
200 groups were infiltrated over the course of a couple of years.
Spies are sent to the city council, journalists, academics, the ACLU, celebrities, LGBTQ activists, labor unions, and the political left.
And those were being provided to Western goals.
We were told at one time that there were no undercover agents in this chamber, and in fact there was an undercover agent. You've had officers infiltrating peaceful organizations, law-abiding organizations, infiltrating this council chamber, reporting on what councilmen have said, reporting on roll calls of councilmen, and you're telling me that you're proud of the efforts that have been made?
You seem to know a great deal for a statement that says you don't know anything. Now, what is it? Do you know everything, or do you don't?
Bro, man, this guy. He knows what to say. He knows what to say.
Don't know everything.
Yes, Mr. Bernardi, I believe so.
We'd come to work and there'd be a helicopter over our building, right? They'd be monitoring us, coming and going and everything. And, we'd stand there like going like this at the helicopter.
Journalist Dave Lindorf was a target for the PDID.
The helicopter would follow me at night. One time they followed me all the way home. They were shining their light on me.
Dave and 143 others sue Daryl Gates. Backed by the ACLU, things get hot. Gates strikes back, winning a totally separate case against the ACLU. Undercover cops can operate in schools as long as they're targeting drug dealers. The ACLU plans to appeal.
Now it's all coming full circle. Full fucking circle.
All they have to do is prove one thing, that Gates will abuse that power. So the ACLU focuses their attention on the PDID case. The city attorney representing Gates opens an unlocked file cabinet. He runs to the press, calling PDID a clandestine band of zealots who abuse every single moral and ethical precept. The judge says they're going to order the police to release the files. But before they do, the news breaks. Gates has been funneling intelligence to Western goals. It's fully public. People are seeing this. They're hearing this. It is a huge deal. This is not.
I imagine it was a huge deal. Talk about shaking the foundations of reality for people.
Not good for Gates.
They weren't overly concerned until the ACLU got in the PDID.
The ACLU starts closing in.
We started what's called the Purge, destroying tens of thousands of documents. We had 2 commercial shredders. We burned 2 of them up. They knew they were going to lose this lawsuit.
Gates runs to the school board and pitches an idea. Drug education, taught by police, not for one class, but have them stay there.
When it came to spying, he had no rules.
School district is like, you are nuts. A program cannot be developed overnight. Gates approaches smart researchers saying, use my
Fucking full circle.
My cops for your program. They say no.
They would send their files on leftist groups to Western goals, and then Western goals would make them accessible to the FBI.
Western Goals gets added as a defendant right as soon as they entered the Iran-Contra funding network by funding rebels in Nicaragua with the CIA. The founder of Western Goals
Yeah, there's a lot of interconnected bullshit that happens in these things.
Gets on a plane to South Korea. Soviet fighters approach, shoot the plane down. He dies. The ACLU goes on the offense. The CIA notices that all of this is happening. LAPD, MH Chaos type activities, ACLU legal action. The CIA sends 2 agents to LA, and Gates sends 10 cops to 50 elementary schools. The official launch of D.A.R.E.
And that's when the city...
That's absolutely crazy, but also, it's fucking wild, but it's also smart. It's also smart. He's so fucked. He was trying to find a way out of it. It's so fucking smart. Fucking, I hate him though. Jesus Christ.
Daryl Gates loved spying, but so does the internet, which is why I use Surfshark, the sponsor of this video. With Surfshark VPN, you can connect to the internet in 100 different countries. Click that link, you'll get the deal, and there's no... Surfshark has a 30-day...
Drew,
here
that's
comes
the stuff I
D.A.R.E.
was telling you about.
Who are you, DeFonce? Yeah, say no.
Sometimes
The Power
best
Ranger
answer
got
is the
there.
simplest way. You have the power. Just say no to drugs.
Okay, I guess so.
Years passed by, D.A.R.E slowly grew,
Say no
but there was
to
one
drugs.
problem.
Now people say
Money.
yes all the
Police can't take money from any person who is engaged in business for gain. But if those same officers go out and start a private nonprofit, then now it's not the LAPD asking, it's a private charity. Then that private nonprofit can take the money and pass it off to the police department. Totally passes the sniff test. Like, it's totally above board. Super happy that things work this way. God.
Super
Today,
legit,
this is
man.
actually totally normal. They're called police.
Yeah, this is normal, unfortunately. Like, that's why even politicians have like super PACs and stuff like that. It's legalized money laundering. There you go.
Police foundations. And if you've never heard of it, according to policefoundations.org, that's the point. These police foundations can't legally imply that any donor will be able to influence official actions or get anything in return. But there's low transparency.
Yeah.
Critics call these dark money slush funds.
Yep.
The LAPD creates one called
And there's some in every side of the political aisle. Like, nobody's better than anyone. They all have them.
the CPAC, which turns into
Yeah, CPACs.
D.A.R.E California, and then in turn, D.A.R.E America. They throw some fundraisers inviting who critics would call dark money. They throw this fundraiser gala for D.A.R.E. The dinner chair of the gala, which like whatever, I don't fucking know what that means, is a luxury goods and jewelry mogul. And he lands a seat on D.A.R.E America's board of directors. A banker shows up, a developer shows up, they make the board too, an attorney attends, her son is suddenly on the board. The whole event, netting D.A.R.E
Everybody's there, everybody.
more than $760,000 is paid for by a banker and Michael Milken, the man who would later get indicted for stock manipulation, insider trading, tax evasion, and become known as the Junk Bond King.
The Junk Bond King. What a name, man. What a nickname.
Michael Milken, friend of D.A.R.E, I guess.
Michael Milken.
That's crazy. How did that happen? How do they know each other?
I'm excited for the South Park episode where Cartman's
This is a duck. You can tell.
All I know is
Because
I'm
it
watching
walks
this
like
D.A.R.E
one
thing.
and it talks like one.
Yep. I like
In
this
all my
duck.
life, I've learned that if something says that it's one thing, but then it acts a different way, you should ask questions.
Wow.
A good one to start with is how is it walking and how is it talking? D.A.R.E's
No way.
first year was a trial run. Year 2, oops, cop shoots a revolver in a classroom. Year 3, though.
That was a cop accidentally shoot a gun in the classroom.
Something different happens.
Oh, kids turning in their parents for drug use.
Even though
Not shocked.
D.A.R.E is still small, 6 kids turn their parents in. In a 3-month period. From the early days, D.A.R.E has to come up with this policy, telling their officers, you're not here
Sorry about that. Dumb dogs be dumb.
to gather intelligence. You're here as a teacher. D.A.R.E's training documents are bathed in this language.
You're a teacher. If the kids so happen to turn in their parents, well, that's just a happy accident.
Gain their trust. Gain their trust. And God forbid if a child does confide in you, just like coincidentally, not because you gain their trust or anything, get another officer and let them take care of it. We can't
Yeah, I can't have the teacher do it, but his best friend Daryl can do it.
have you losing the kid's trust, because I guess that's important for drug education.
Perhaps unintended consequences, perhaps intended.
Speculation.
Intended or unintended?
Speculation. Man, you could improve it probably. I'm gonna say intended though. Allegedly. I feel like this is gonna be where he proves intended.
The new D.A.R.E elementary curriculum challenges students by having them participate in active learning. The officer guides and directs students' progress and their understanding.
I'm going to ask for a student to help me by decorating the D.A.R.E box, and that'll be a place for all of you to drop questions in. But also that might be a place where you may want to tell me something in confidentiality, and if you do, make sure that you make note of it in that box. Please make note that that's in there, or that you don't want anyone to hear it, that you want it to be private. When I mention the term confidentiality, what that means is it's something between
man, they could have spelled it out any better, huh?
you and I. It's private.
If a literal confession box isn't damning, I don't know what is.
Would you say that it's in line with what you know about Daryl Gates to start a program that inspired kids to act as informants?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Like, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an absolutely ridiculous question.
I have no doubt that it occurred to him that this is a possibility.
As D.A.R.E grew, this became a huge problem. More and more kids started turning their parents in. Parents compared D.A.R.E to the late Weimar Republic. If D.A.R.E was good at one thing, it was not drug education. It was, as Wikipedia says, using children as informants.
Yeah, it do seem like that. Confidentiality and all that.
The idea that you're going to use kids to rat out on their parents, the bottom of the barrel. If they use that to lock the dad up, the kid's going to find out about it someday that it was because of what they did.
Yeah,
and
it's
they're
probably
going to
not good
live
for the
with that
kids'
guilt.
healthy. It's not good for the kids' health.
Face drug charges after their elementary school-age child turned them in at school. Police say this child did the right thing.
We want to protect the identity of this 9-year-old so the whole world doesn't know that he basically turned in his parents. This is part of the D.A.R.E program that police here in Matthews do with 5th graders.
They were going
over this lesson right here. It's all about marijuana and the dangers of it. The lesson made such an impression on the 11-year-old that he literally brought marijuana cigarettes that his parents owned to school so he could turn them in. Matthews police officer Stacey Terrell says this is an example of the D.A.R.E program working.
And with that, I'm gonna leave a link to the rest of the video. Hope you guys watch it, and yeah, shit, man. Like, subscribe if you do. If you made it this far, thank you. And what do you guys think? Right? What do you guys think about the D.A.R.E program? Pretty sus, right? Did it do good? Did it do bad? Do you have, maybe you're like me and you have like good bad memories. Who knows? But let me know what you think, and have a great day.